Excited to be online with you for the second time in our 2 week challenge. So, well done to those of you who have made it this far, got through the first video with me, and also done the work. So, I know some of you have set yourselves up with a My Care Assistant account, so well done to you. And also, well done to those of you who have watched through the videos and joined me within the group so far. So well done. I know your weeks are super busy, and carving out this time is takes some commitment. So well done for joining me. And it looks like I've got a couple of people online, so welcome. So today we are going to be looking at identifying your niche and your brand. And I love this topic. You may have been with me a few weeks ago when in the Caring Made Easy group I went over this in a little bit of detail. But today you are going to be able to actually walk away with either the work to be done to set yourself out with your own niche and brand, or you may already have a little bit of an idea, and by listening to me today you might actually be able to work through this during the session today. So I know you'll get a lot of value from really honing in on this, determining what your niche is, what your branding is, and it will make your marketing efforts and find your ideal clients, your ideal participants, so much easier. So welcome, and let's dive straight on in and get started. So what you're going to learn today, you're going to learn about how important setting your niche is in your caregiving journey, and how you can set up yourself with a strong personal brand that will attract your ideal clients. So you're going to learn about the importance of setting yourself up with a niche in this industry. You're also going to have a little bit of an opportunity to think about yourself, your unique strengths and interests. And I'm going to encourage you to share that with the group so that we can help you to really hone in on language and words that we know will resonate with the people that you're talking to. I'm going to help you to craft your brand statement, and I'll explain what that is if that makes no sense to you. So that it's going to be something that you're going to be able to use on all social media platforms. And I'm also going to talk about the aged care sector, because I know there's a few of you that are interested and keen to navigate that side of things within your business. So you are going to be able to walk away with a huge amount of resources and information and stuff you can start putting in your business today. So I'll dive into all of the juicy details now. So why is niche so important? And I'm honestly surprised that so many people don't do this, because this is an absolute game changer. I'm really excited, Melissa, that you're excited. So thank you for that comment. So if you know exactly what your niche is, you will be able to target yourself to your audience, and that's going to make your marketing so much easier. So for those of you who've not been in that kind of market, like I know the word marketing, what do you mean, Helen? Like it's really that starting conversation to get people to engage with you. That is what marketing is. I am marketing myself to you at this moment in time. We market ourselves on a day-by-day basis. It's really us showing up, showing ourselves for who we are and what our skill sets are, and then we get through into the sales side of things. But today we're focusing on marketing. So if you know exactly who you're talking to and exactly what they're looking for, God, it makes it so much easier. And it helps you to stand out from your competitors as well. If you were there at my live a few weeks ago, I was talking about the concept and idea that a lot of people say, we offer we provide person-centered support to everybody. That doesn't tell me anything. We support people with a disability. That doesn't tell me anything. Like, there's so many providers out there who provide services to people with disabilities. There's so many providers that provide person-centered support. I don't care about you. You're not talking to me and my unique needs as a potential customer of your services. So that's what, by doing this, you are going to set yourself apart from your competitors in a very noisy market. There's a lot of people out there saying that they do what you do at the moment. So by doing this, you're going to fill your diary up very fast, and you're going to make your life so much easier as well. Because by really honing in on your niche, you are going to understand their needs, their preferences, and you're going to target any available time you have to learning more about the people you like to support, which makes you a better person. So what do I mean by that? If you love working with people with dementia and you decide that dementia is your target, then you're going to be learning more about dementia, understanding more about dementia. You are going to be the dementia specialist. Do you see where this is all going? This is what it's all about. This is just honing in on this information. So if you can do that, then your life's easier, because you don't have to go on an autism course and a this course and a that course and the other course, because your target is this smaller niche. A lot of people are fearful, if you hone in that closely, that you're missing out on opportunities and work. Then I would totally disagree with that. I really, really, really would disagree with that. But you know, if you want to ask me about that in any more detail and say, look, Helen, I understand what you're saying, but I'm still a bit, and I still don't feel comfortable doing it, then let's talk, and I'll hopefully have a more deeper conversation with you and persuade you that this is your way to go. And you will actually get higher profit margins in your business. So what do I mean by that? Well, if you're an independent support worker and you're setting your niche up, as I said earlier, you're not doing all of the courses that are available out and spending your valuable time and resource going on courses, reading books, doing all those things on topics that maybe you're not familiar with. So let's say, you know, kind of falls prevention, or you do want to kind of work with younger people, or looking around. If you're spending a lot more money to make sure that you're more skilled in a variety of different areas, then that's taking away from the profit and the money that's in your pocket at the end of the day. And also, if you are looking to grow your business, you're a micro business and you're looking to grow, if you set in with your niche, then you say, we are the specialist in X subject, then you just make sure that all of your staff, all of your team have those exact same skills, have that exact same understanding. You are going to save yourself a huge amount of money and resources in further education for your team. So that's how you make more money with this approach. Now, I want you to now have a little bit of a think. If you're here on the live, write it down, share with me. I'd love you to share with me if you feel comfortable sharing with me. What are your unique strengths? Because this is the starting point when you are thinking about your niche. So by strengths, you might be thinking about the type of people you like to work with. So we talked about the concept of, you know, let's say early onset dementia, or children who are on the spectrum, or young people who are looking to gain employment, or who is the ideal person you want to work with. And if you're not too sure, lovely, thanks Melissa. So autism and ADHD, that is perfect. You are going to have so much opportunity, Melissa, when we hone in on this in more detail. So think about who you love working with. Melissa shared she loves working with people on the spectrum and young children, teenagers. Perfect. The more defined you get, the age range, the type of disability, the more defined you get, the better outcomes you're going to get in relation to this. So that's fantastic. Thank you for that. So think about who it is you like working with, and then think about what do you love doing? Like, what do you really, really, really enjoy doing with those young people and teenagers, Melissa? Like anybody else, what do you love doing? Do you love helping them to learn? Do you love helping them to gain social skills? Do you love helping them to, you know, maybe if you're talking about adults, do you love helping people to organize their houses because you're, you know, a declutter expert? Do you love gardening? Do you love painting? Do you love cooking? What things do you absolutely love doing? Because if you can totally build a business that matches the type of people you like working with the skill sets you have, this is a match made in heaven. You've got your ideal life. If you love gardening and you love working with adults or children on the spectrum, and you set up a business where, like, if we're talking about, let's go adults or children on the spectrum, and you love doing creative things like painting and doing creative activities, then put those two skill sets together and you're going to spend every day of your life doing what you love doing. I mean, what couldn't be a better way to live your life? We work so many hours of the week. Do what you really, really enjoy. That's great, Melissa. So social skills, achieving goals. Perfect, perfect. And what I would suggest you might do with that, Melissa, is hone that in even a little bit more. What do you mean by social skills? What do you, well, you know, are you talking about the kind of the triad of impairment? Are you talking about interactions, sharing, all of those? You know, what specifically you can hone in on that even more. But think about, you know, what it is you love and the type of person you love working with, and then put that down on paper and share it within the group. I really would encourage you to share your thoughts and ideas with the group, because you will help each other, and I will give my advice and support to you in the group after this live, as well as during this live as well. So write down your strengths, write down the type of person you love working with. And when you're thinking about the type of person you like working with, really hone down on it. So Melissa's keen on young children and teenagers. What's the age of your ideal avatar? What, you know, really get all the details you possibly can about that individual, and I know this stuff will really, really, really elevate. It will really elevate your business. So the next step is to craft your personal brand statement or bio, which I'm going to encourage you to put on social media. Now, what do I mean by that? So mine is, for my business, mine is I help independent carers to set up and succeed in business. So I'll explain that a little bit to you. It's really clear what I do by that statement. Now, most people would refer to individuals like yourself as support workers, but not everybody understands that term, support workers. They understand the word carers. So that's why I've used the word carers, because there'll be an audience out there who don't know, they might be a little bit unsure about what a support worker is, but they know what a carer is. So that's why I've used the word carers, because you're not always talking to your target audience. So if you're using words like, I don't know, holistic care or person-centered planning or something like that, that somebody who wasn't in the industry didn't understand, then you're gonna not confuse people, but you're just not really being exactly clear on what it is you're doing, and communicating that to as wide an audience as possible. Now, why do you need to communicate that to a wide audience? Because if a wide audience understands what you do, they're more likely to say, hey, Melissa, as an example, because Melissa's online with me at the moment, Melissa, I'm sure Melissa works with children on the spectrum. I'll just tag Melissa in this and see if she can help. So do you see? So you're not really, you know, family, friends, loved ones, anybody in your network can refer that work to you, because you've been so clear in your messaging and in your brand as to what it is you do and who it is you help. So, you know, my statement, I help independent carers set up and succeed in business. Who do I help? I help independent carers. And how do I help them? I help them set up and succeed in business. So it's super clear what it is I do. So now it's your turn. It's now your turn to think about what that might be. Now, for those of you in the realms of ChatGPT, you may or may not have heard of kind of the amazing world of AI. AI can be really helpful in helping you hone down on those skills. So, and kind of get real clarity on what it is you're doing. So if you're not great with words, then I'd encourage you to kind of go into ChatGPT and see if it can assist you in this. But really, you want to be thinking, I've got some examples, because sometimes people like to kind of hear different examples and it helps them get a little bit of an idea. So what I'll do actually is I'll explain. So when I had the home care business, our tagline or personal brand or little bio, whatever you want to call it, was continue to enjoy the comforts of home. Now, by saying continue to enjoy the comforts of home, we helped really our demographic and the type of people we were encouraging to come into our business was probably more that 40 plus age range, who were like, yeah, actually, to me, you know, my house is my castle. I just want to maintain my independence at home. I just want the simple, easy life. I like the comfort of home. And so the tagline of continue to enjoy the comforts of home really resonated with them. I've seen lots of really successful NDIS businesses out there that are all into, you know, engaging in the community and finding relationships and finding jobs, and they've got very, very different taglines. That tagline, continue to enjoy the comfort of home, wouldn't work for a young person in their 20s with a physical disability who wanted to find a relationship or to find a job or kind of go out and find group activities. Do you see what I'm saying? So really, by thinking about who it is you're speaking to and what type of thing it is they're looking for, you're going to be very clear on your messaging. So that was just one example, that one that I had in my business, continue to enjoy the comforts of home. So I've got a couple of ideas. So let's say, for example, you were into decluttering, people who were hoarders, and they just wanted somebody to come in and help them organize their lives. You could, like something like that, if that was the type of thing that you love doing, you could say something like transforming clutter to calm. Like that's what you could write in your underneath what you've got. So you can say that statement, I help X, or you could just do a little phrase like transforming clutter to calm. So Melissa, this one might resonate with you, tailoring support to every spectrum. So you can use words that relate to the target audience you're speaking to, like spectrum. So I've got Deborah's come up, those who are visually impaired who require assistance, those who have multiple disabilities who want to achieve independent goals. Perfect. So by thinking about, let's talk about those people with visual impairments as a starting point, Debbie. Like, what is it you particularly do to help those individuals? Is it around what is it around accessing the community? Is it around like what skills do you provide or what assistance do you provide to that target audience, and then really hone that sentence in on that individual? I've got another one here that I really love is, and I came up with this idea, and that's the dementia whisperer. So if you really love dementia, you might say that's your specialist skill. I am the dementia whisperer. I know everything that's going to support the individual that is my target audience. So yeah, I'll have a think about those ones, Deb, and see if I can think of taglines. But definitely have a think about those. You've got two clear areas there. And yeah, the idea of independence and goals. So that might be something around unlocking independence, your life, your skills, your way, something like that. So helping individuals unlock skills of independence. Something like that really gives clarity on kind of what it is you do. But yeah, I think there's so many different ways, and what you can do, I'm going to share in the group some prompts that you can add to ChatGPT that can help you to really mold your skill set and put it in and see what comes out of ChatGPT. It's not always perfect first time. I'm not sure if any of you are familiar with ChatGPT or used it too much, but you do need to keep prompting it and coming coming up with different, say I want this, add this bit, take that bit out, those types of things. And Debbie will said about teaching as well, and teaching about technology use. Perfect. So thinking about words around visual impairment, technology, those types of things. Okay, Melissa, you've never used it before. Okay, cool. What I might try and do, we'll see how we go for time, I might just take you into ChatGPT towards the end. I love ChatGPT. If you haven't utilised it yet, then you really do need to start utilising it, and I will show you how. But yes, you can really get things. So I've got some examples here, a couple I've shared. Transforming clutter to calm, tailored support for every spectrum, crafting calm in your dementia journey, something like that. The dementia whisperer, which I loved. Unlocking independence. If you've got like skills, like let's say you're like an avid gardener, and you want to use gardening in relation to supporting people's mental well-being. You could have something like harvesting happiness, planting the seed of skills and serenity. You can make this tagline whatever you want to, and I just play with it and have fun with it. I actually changed mine because I probably over I probably did 2, 3, maybe even 4 different variations while I honed in on exactly what my message was. So just get started, just come up with something, put it down, and then you might find that actually that phrase will evolve over time. So so what you do is, you may have seen it or noticed it in my Facebook and in other social medias, and you might recognize it with other people. You can actually put it into your social media. So you can put it alongside your name and your description and information about you. You can be really bold and brave, and I love the idea of actually just, you know how you have the opportunity to have the picture above your, you've got your personal face picture that's in Facebook, but there's that kind of brand bit above you type thing, or a bigger picture above you. I'd really encourage you to actually put what it is you do in that picture, because people will really see, they'll go, oh yeah, okay, Deborah, I see this is what you do. Oh, cool. Look, tell me more about it. You've got me intrigued. I want to ask you some questions. So in social media, I'm not a great Instagram person. I'm trying to get better, but in Instagram, Facebook, if you're on LinkedIn, do it on LinkedIn. But I really encourage you to put that title or phrase inside any of the social medias that you have, and please share in the group. If you're wanting assistance or support, and you've got, oh, I'm thinking this one, or I'm thinking this one, which do people prefer? Please share it, and we can help you in relation to what that little bio is, what that explanation of you and what you do is, because this is the starting point of something really, really great. Those of you that want to build a big business, I definitely recommend, or wanting to go more kind of into a micro business, more than just you, and you can totally do this if it is just you as well. The concept of a logo, like I've got My Care Assistant, that logo, and you could just have your name if you want to. Like if that is your brand, then that's your name. So you can do like a little logo, and you can do free logos. If you haven't tried out Canva, I definitely recommend trying out Canva. You can sign up for a Canva account completely for free, and that's something that's really, really useful if you want to grow your business and you really want to get into this a lot more. Sign up for a free Canva account and start playing with the beautiful graphics and the beautiful images you can get there, because you can trial out different logos and really have a lot of fun. So that's about, you don't have to do that, but if that's the type of thing you want to do, then I definitely encourage it. It's a lot of fun, and it helps you to stand out as well. So that's your basics. So step one is work out what it is you love and who it is you love working with. Step 2 is work out your brand and your tagline. And if you really want to start getting into colors and all that type of stuff, definitely ask me, because I could just do a whole webinar just on brand and colors, but I won't. And then extend on it a little bit more. So what is your client avatar? So start thinking down, what is your, who it is that you want to be working with. So in relation to your client avatar, it's who your ideal person is. So Deb might be talking about her ideal person being an individual with visual impairment, and Deb might have a particular age range for that individual. And so you start building that picture of the detail. So who is the person? What is their specific problem or need? And how can you address it? And I will show you how you can incorporate that with the use of AI as well. So you can actually get the answers to all these things. Because to truly be successful in relation to this, once you've decided who it is you're wanting to be supporting, you've decided what your tagline is, you've decided who your ideal client is and what their avatar is, you need to think about what particular problems you are solving. Now, the interesting part in relation to this is the person you're talking to might not be the person who is going to be receiving supports from you in the long term. So I'll give Melissa as an example. If you're working with young people and that's your target audience, then your avatar isn't actually the young person on the spectrum, Melissa. The person, your avatar, your client, the person you're directing your communication to is actually going to be the main caregiver. So probably the mother. In most instances, it will be the mother. But you need to be thinking about the mother and not the individual, because if you're talking, let's talk 8 to 13-year-old on the spectrum isn't going to be hanging out on social media, and they're not going to be making the decision about who's going to be providing the supports. Mum is going to be doing it in the most part. So you need to be thinking now about who it is you're speaking to and what messages you're going to be giving to them. So let's talk about Melissa in the example of young people on the spectrum. You, Melissa, need to be hanging out in those places where the mums are hanging out with their child who is on the spectrum. That is where you will find your target audience. Okay, so that's where the marketing mindset comes in. Is actually who is it that I'm talking to? Who do I need to persuade that I have the right skill set to provide supports? Okay. So you then need to think about what the problem or need is of the individual, and I will kind of give these prompts and questions to you a little bit later. So if you're not writing them down now, don't worry, I will share it within the group. So what are the problems and needs of your target audience? Now, I'll refer to you again, Melissa, because if you're thinking about somebody who's a young person who's on the spectrum, you're talking to mum probably. But you need to be talking in a language that reflects the problems and needs of their child. So if we're thinking about somebody on the spectrum, then I'd say it would be around inclusion, understanding your unique needs, sensory aware, those types of words that will resonate, skill building in making friends, skill building in the challenges that individuals on the spectrum have. If you can talk about and understand the pain points of integration from inclusion, acceptance, all of those types of words that will hit the pain point of mum, then you are on the right track in relation to providing those supports. So yes, so think about what are the problems or needs that the individual you want to support has. So let's talk about maybe somebody around, Deb, Deb, tell me if you can think of the problems or needs. The visual impairment is not an area I know a huge amount about, and so I haven't really got anything to collect any knowledge or skills on in relation to thinking from a marketing perspective, but I can definitely go away and have some thought on that. But if you can think of particular skills, if you can think of particular problems in relation to that market, then please share that with me. I'd love to know. So you think about their core problems, and there will be additional pain points. So you generally have big problem number one, and it could be. So I know the topic of autism very well, Melissa, which is probably why I'm honing in on this one in more detail. But if you're thinking about autism as an example, then change is not a great thing for individuals on the spectrum. So mums might be fed up with a constant stream of new support workers and the challenges that might promote for the individual, for their child. So they might be with a large provider where there's a different support worker coming every single week, and their child is really challenged by this new person walking through the door every single week. So you can target your message to be, I'm me, I'm Melissa, this is what I do, I'm here, I've got continuity of care, I understand the unique needs, all of those types of things. I used to, my first support work was working with children who were on the spectrum, and every single mum who interviewed me would say, do you understand autism? And my response would be yes, but I don't understand your child, because every single child I supported was very different. And they loved that. They loved that, you know, one child who was having challenges wanted to be left alone. Another child who was having challenges, I would have to hug them quite tightly. So, you know, so by reassuring mum or the person you're talking to, your avatar, that you know that individual and you know exactly how, all the intricacies and how best to support them, this is the type of stuff you need to really shine out from a marketing perspective within your business. So thinking about the emotional pain that is associated with that individual, thinking about the root cause of their problem. Now, if these words don't really make sense to you, then this is where AI can really help you, and you can say, what is the emotional pain of this type of person? What is the root cause of the problem of this type of person and this type of problem? So this is where AI can really help you to get the answers if you're not too sure exactly what they are. If you have got people in your network who you can ask these questions to, then that is going to be so much more valuable than utilizing AI. So if you have relationships with your ideal client, then actually ask them. They will love to give you the answer. You say to them, hey, I want to have more people like you because I love working with you. Well, that's going to start them off on a great foot, isn't it? They're going to be like, oh, this person absolutely loves me. They want to work with more people like me. Oh, you've already got me excited and you've already got me interested. And ask them, like, where, you know, what are your problems? What things do I help you with? You tell me in your words, because it's their words. That's the other side of things. It's their words. That's what's going to resonate with your target audience, the words that they use. So interview people, ask people. They'll love to tell you all of the stuff about them, because if you're asking them about them, then I can be pretty much sure that most of that information will relate. If it's relating to their disability, that will relate to the target audience you're looking for. So interview them, ask the mum, ask the relatives, what are your pain points? What are your challenges? I remember in the really early days of business, when I was brokering work from larger companies, so I wasn't actually set up doing as an NDIS provider or managing home care packages, because in the early days I wasn't able to for the first 18 months. I would go out to people and I'd sit down with them and they would say, I'm so fed up with my provider. My provider never, and the things were, they don't turn up on time, they don't have regular staff, they don't do what they say they're going to do. Like, they told me their frustrations with other providers, and guess what? I then turned my marketing round to go, are you feeling this? Are you feeling frustrated that people don't turn up when they say they're going to turn up? Are you frustrated you've got a different support worker every single week? Are you frustrated that nobody's there at the end of the phone when you need an answer? So thanks Deb, I will thank you for putting that comment. I'll come back to you in 2 seconds. But ask them what their pain points are. They will tell you, and turn that around and put that into your marketing, and it's gold. It's honestly gold. So you might even want to start getting really sexy and putting metaphors into your problems. Now, a kind of a metaphor into your problem is like, you know, do you feel like you're, you know, washed up in a sea of whatever? You know, those types of, that's probably not a very good example, but you can really start playing with metaphors that will just help people really connect with you and see. So Deborah, you've said about mostly achieve independence through technology, which is constantly being improved. Oh, perfect. Yes. So your pain points could be like, is it around that technology? Do you need somebody to guide you and help you with technology? You know, by talking in ways that are like that, you can really you can kind of orientation, mobility, all of the struggles, all of the challenges around, because it is that and a big one was, I have to explain the same stuff every time a new person comes through the door. I'm fed up with people letting me down. Like, those are the pain. I know those are pretty general pain points that will talk to everybody in the sector. So even if you just start with those, if you can't quite decide what your niche is and what exactly you want to do, just put your little tagline in your bio is, I turn up when I say I'm going to turn up. Like, make a joke about it. Always there at the agreed time, whatever it might be, because that is talking to somebody's pain point. That is talking to the person who's just for the 5th week, 6th week, 6th month, had the person who's not turned up at their door when they want to go shopping for their weekly shopping trip. So do you see how it's really, really important? Well, it is really valuable to market yourself in this way. You will see massive differences if you can talk to the pain points of your target audience. I want to give you a little bit of an idea, an overview, because I love giving real life examples in relation to that. So if we're talking about the client avatar of a young person who we're looking for around gaining skills and independence so they could move out of home, as an example. So if you think about that, I'll talk you through the step-by-steps of the kind of the core pain and what you're going to promise in relation to that. So the core pain point will be that struggling around transition from adolescent to independent adult life. So you can hone in on that in a lot more detail. So what type of skills, independence in the community type skills, cooking skills, those types of things. So their pain points are they don't know how to do X, they don't know how to cook, they don't know how to get around in the community, whatever those might be. So think about those pain points. It could be lack of life skills, lack of vocational direction, lack of educational support, lack of stable housing, those types of things. And then think about what the emotional pain might be for that person. You're probably talking to the parents. So feeling overwhelmed. Parents, I know, I've got children of that age at this moment in time, feel a bit overwhelmed. My child is going from a child to an adult. I don't know what that looks like. I'm feeling a bit anxious. What's it going to be like when I'm letting them, I'm kind of enabling this individual to have more independence? I'm uncertain about what their future is going to hold. So do you see how, because you're probably going to be talking to me as the mum, are you uncertain about what the future holds for your young adolescent? Are you feeling anxious about them gaining greater independence and without a guide there to support them? Those types of words will really, really pinpoint to the pain of the person you're speaking to. And the root cause of the problem. So, like, are you feeling unprepared? Are you feeling unsupported in this significant life change? Those types of things are, kind of the real root cause of the problem. And a kind of a metaphor for that could be like a boat without a compass, something like that. That's an idea of a metaphor. I don't think it's not a particularly good one, but it's an idea of a metaphor. So you then got to provide a product promise. So what is it you're going to do to get that person from A to B? So you provide guidance and support, your years of experience, your years of this, personal guidance, support to navigate, journeys to independence, all of those types of words that show that you have the skill set to guide that individual from A to B to get the outcome they desire. And you then talk about your unique selling point. So if you have honed in on your target audience, your unique selling point is supported in excess of 100 people on the spectrum, supported in excess of this, achieved X outcomes for this person, or for multiple people. So talk about what outcomes you have provided for your target audience to show them and to kind of paint that picture of what life could look like for them if they engage supports with you. Does that all make sense? Let me know in the comments if you guys are still with me, if it's all resonating, if you've got any questions or queries as well. So that's a little bit of an overview. You might talk about how you have a comprehensive program that assists you to get from A to B in your independent living journey. Awesome, thanks Melissa. You might talk about You might hone in on particular issues like, is your young adult struggling with budgeting? I've got the perfect answer. My little program does XYZ, which helps them with financial literacy or whatever it might be. Obviously, that's quite wordy and quite big words. That might not be exactly how you're doing it, but hone in on some of the particular issues that you might be talking about. And you might talk about yourself, kind of another metaphor is like, it's like having your personal life coach. I'm your personal life coach, and I can do, support you on your journey to XYZ outcome. You can, secure your job, live independently. That's the outcome that we're providing to this young person in this example. So what else are you going to be providing? Increased confidence, improved relationships, stronger sense of community. So all of the words that show what the outcome is you're going to be providing. Sense of pride, accomplishment, peace of mind, knowing that your child has gained all these skills, can handle adult life. So you can really paint a picture by kind of getting little phrases and words to show what life could look like. You will help to build that picture of success for the individual. So how do you do that? So we'll go into this in a little bit more detail next week, but in a nutshell, like I said, you want to be painting a picture of what life will look like with your services. So if you've already got a client group, or you've had previous clients that you have relationships with, you can go back to them and say and ask for information. Ask them for their reviews. Ask for it could be, Debbie was the best support worker I ever had because she helped me with XYZ. Like, those types of testimonials are gold. Like, if you can get testimonials, that is a great starting point. If you're currently supporting somebody and you're already achieving great outcomes with that individual, then with their permission, or with the permission of the person who has that responsibility to allow that permission, actually do a little, see if you can utilize them to promote and market yourself. So what do I mean by that? Is if you are currently supporting somebody with a skill set around independence to travel to the shops, with the permission of the individual, you could be there with your phone going, hey, we're out, me and so, we're out, we're smashing goals today, we've just been to the shops, so-and-so has achieved so many great outcomes, she's like high-five the individual, we've just got the bus, and so paint that picture, but that example must be with the permission of the individual. And if you want any advice around that, please ask. So, but if the individual doesn't want to give their permission and wants to be kept, they want to keep it private, you can put on social media, great outcomes today with the individual I was supporting. I've been working with this individual for 3 months, and today we've succeeded the goal of getting on the bus, getting to the destination. So proud of the individual. And so you can just talk about an individual. You don't need to have any pictures, you don't need to have any names, and you can maintain the privacy of the individuals. So depending on the people you're working with and what they are happy to share or not share, you can really paint this amazing picture. It might be that you're wanting to set up and do a little group activity. Take little pictures out in the, like Melissa as an example, I'm thinking maybe like with a few young people in school holidays, you might have some today I've been working on some great sensory games for the young people I'm working with next week, and take some pictures and showcase the games or the things, or tell people about what it is you're doing, and so that they can paint a picture and go, I like the idea of that. Melissa, tell me a little bit more about this sensory inclusive activity you're doing next week, because that looks really cool. So go and showcase it online. Absolutely showcase it online. So if you've sat there, you've got your little Facebook group and you're showcasing it online, And you may be like, look, Helen, I'm quite private. I've only got a couple of hundred really close family friends on Facebook. I don't like making my information public. That's absolutely fine. That you don't have to change that. But you can definitely, you might want to set yourself up with a business Facebook page. So you can go into Facebook and you can start an actual page, and you can say Debbie's Home Care or whatever it might be. You can start that as a page. So that could be the thing that people follow, because they don't necessarily have to follow you personally if you'd rather keep Facebook private. And put those great stories into that Facebook group. And within that Facebook group as well, this is another great way to engage with people. You can actually start your little, I don't know, autism resources group, or young people how to, like I live on the Gold Coast, so I could have a Gold Coast inclusive tips and tricks. So you might go, oh, I was at so-and-so play park today, and they've got this amazing inclusive swing, and they've got this amazing inclusive this, and they've got this amazing inclusive that, or went to so-and-so environment, went to some, Wet and Wild as an example, some theme park with an individual today, and the staff was so supportive around the individual's disability. They let us go to the front of the queue. So if you start really promoting the activities locally, whatever it is you might, whatever really, like you could just have it just related to autism, you could have it related to your local community, you could have, by building a group and information and inviting people to that group on Facebook, you can showcase your skills, and you can then also share that with a wider audience. So that in itself is a massive topic, and I might just actually dive into that in a little bit more detail next week, because it's a really great way to showcase your skills and really be that place where you can engage with people and say, look, this is who I am and this is what I do. So there's so much opportunity as well. Now, if you're talking about how to grow things and how to hang out in the places your clients are in, definitely start off, if you haven't already, of kind of building up a little bit of collateral. So what do I mean by collateral? Well, a business card is collateral. A flyer about the services you provide, that's collateral. If you don't have to do this, and it's quite an expensive event, kind of handing out pens with, your business on it, those types of things, that's all collateral. These are the freebies that you give out to people. We used to do, I quite like the fridge magnets, because we'd give out fridge magnets because people loved a little fridge magnet, and it was like, oh, there's the phone number of the company that I need. I might not need them yet, but I might need them in the future. But those things are a little bit more expensive, so you don't have to be doing those things that are more expensive, but definitely start off with some type of a business card or flyer, I would suggest, because if you're out at networking or you're with people, always keep those on you and just hand them out to people, because you might be having, your kids might be playing sports, or you might be having a coffee shop with a client, and somebody comes over to you and says, oh, hey, what it like, and you start a conversation, tell them what you do, and they go, oh, okay, so you give them a business card or give them a little flyer about what it is you do. Oh, you've been struggling with business names. Oh, definitely, Melissa, we can help you within the group. Definitely put some ideas in the group, or tell us about what it is you're working towards, and we can help in the group. So start off with a little bit of collateral. You may choose to, it's not too expensive an outlay, but those magnets on the cars, you may have seen them. You can get the magnets that are probably about, 30 odd centimeters by 15, maybe a little bit bigger. Put Melissa's Home Care, or Melissa the Autism Specialist, or whatever. Put those on your car when you're out and about. I would recommend, though, they're not great from having on your car 24/7, because of the it can cause fading and those types of things. So if you're particularly precious about your car, just be a little bit wary of that. But the magnets on the side of your car are a great way to advertise yourself. Just be very clear, you may see those NDIS symbols out and about in the community. If you are not a registered provider, You're not allowed to advertise any of the I love the NDIS type logos. So please don't, because you will be breaking the law. You can if you are a registered provider. There's particular ones you can use and cannot use. But if you're not registered, please do not use any type of an NDIS logo or symbol. And yeah, so networking. So I will talk a little bit more about networking, but yeah, in one moment, Debbie. But yes, so if you can put those types of things on your cart, that would be fantastic. Another great thing. Now I'm in two minds about this. I've been in the disability sector for 30 odd years, and I hate people wearing branded logos on t-shirts and shirts and those types of things, because I like to, and part of the business I had was all about we just slip into your life and help you within your life. We're not this big beacon of I'm from so and so business branding myself. And I know that from a marketing point of view that wasn't great, but I just felt it was important for the people that were receiving support. And I had a lot of staff say, we want work uniforms, we want work shirts, and it's really great if you are networking, and it's your choice whether or not you wear a uniform when you're out and about in public, because that brand on your chest that says I am so and so from so and so company will attract people's attention, and it's not too costly a thing to do, just to have that branding on a t-shirt or a shirt or whatever it is you choose to wear while at work. Also makes it so much easier to decide what you're going to wear on a day-by-day basis. But I'll leave that decision down to you. That's totally your decision whether or not you want to consider wearing some branding on some type of a uniform. Definitely wear it, if you're out and about. I mean, if you choose not to wear it whilst supporting an individual, there's nothing to stop you on your days off walking around the shops wearing it, because people will, they do. I find myself looking at people's labels going, oh, where's that person from? So it definitely does help. So how to grow your network. Sorry, I need a little mouthful of water. So how to grow your network. Start with family and friends. So put your information on Facebook and any social media platforms you're currently on, and start putting your information about what it is you're doing onto your social media platforms, and then ask your family and friends to share it. So say, hey guys, I've started this new venture, or I'm growing my venture. I'm particularly looking to connect with XYZ, or my specialism is XYZ. Ask your family and friends to share that information with their network, because you are looking to especially if your family and friends are in your local community, that's already step one of marketing. That is you marketing yourself. Yeah, Deb saying she hates t-shirts, and so do clients. Quite often clients don't like them. So I do agree with you on that one, on Debbie. Thank you for that. So share your anything you put on social media in relation to your business with your family and friends. If you start that group, which I encourage you to do within Facebook, ask your family and friends to like and like that group and share that group, so that they can put it out to the wider community. Now, I would really recommend you do general networking locally. So what do I mean by general networking? I mean non-NDIS, non-industry specific networking. So my suggestion is to start general networking locally. There are a number of different online network groups that a lot of them are actually free. Free to go to. Some of the local networking, you do have to pay a little bit of money, or you have to pay for your meal or your coffee, which may or may not suit you from a financial point of view. That's entirely your decision. But I definitely recommend getting out there locally and networking yourself, talking to people. But start with that friends and families first. Say, hey, do you know anybody? Can you help me with anybody? So general networking locally. And local businesses, so get in with local businesses and advertise yourself locally. So what do I mean by that? So go into the mobility shop, go into the places like just on the New South Wales border, there is a big area that is a big retirement area. And I just used to go sit in the coffee shop there, and because it was always full of older people. Finding older people is generally a lot easier than finding individuals who are living with a disability, because obviously it's quite obvious. And you find those big retirement areas, and it's really easy to find your target audience there. Just sit in a coffee shop and just start chatting to people and start engaging with people. But by getting out there, so like your local supermarkets, you know how you walk out just past the till? Quite often they've got a board there. Put your little flyer up there. Put your flyer out because you're trying to find people locally. Go on your local, I know there used to be a lot on the Central Coast. I know there's a couple of you on the Central Coast. I know there's a lot up on the Gold Coast. I'm sure they're everywhere else as well. There's local businesses supporting local business groups where you can promote yourself. Go onto those groups. Hey, I'm Helen. This is what I'm doing. If I can help in any way, if I can help you navigate the NDIS, please reach out to me. If I can help you navigate this, that, and the other, please reach out to me. So go to those local networking groups and then also find those niche Facebook groups. So what do I mean by that? Find those mums with children on the spectrum. Find those dementia support groups. Find those visual impairment support groups. Find whatever it is, wherever those groups are, find them and network with them and engage. So no, you can't promote yourself in those groups, but you can offer advice. So a few of you, I know I've got a lot more people in the Caring Made Easy group. I connected with them not by saying, hey, I'm Helen, I've got so-and-so program going. They would say, oh, how do I navigate this? And I gave them advice. How do I navigate that? I gave them advice. So by sitting in the group of your target audience and giving them advice, and the more advice you give, the more you give away for free, the more the universe sends back to you, so the more you get back. So really connect just sit in those groups. You'll see in those groups what their pain points are and all those things from earlier. So don't be advertising yourself. I know there's a couple of the Facebook groups that I'm at risk of being ousted out of because I've kind of said, okay, I can't even say, oh, come along to my free thing. But connect with friends. So let's say, and I really encourage us all as we, even after this 2-week challenge, to stay connected with each other, because by working together and helping each other out, you can massively grow your business. So what do I mean by that? So at the moment I've got Melissa and Debbie in the group here. So Melissa is looking at supporting people on the spectrum, and Deborah is looking at supporting people with visual impairments. Well, if a mum is asking about autism help, and Debbie's looking on sat there one Friday night and sees this thing, she can go, oh, I know Melissa, tag Melissa, I know Melissa can help you with this. So, and you can get your family and friends to do that as well. Say, hey, can you keep an eye out for any messages that look like this? And then get them to tag you. You might, that is a really, really great way, because then it means you're not sitting there all the time on social media. Your friends and family and your support system is networking for you on your behalf, even when you're not online. So really, really do that. I know I've got so much still to talk to you about, and I know we're coming up to an hour, but give away free stuff as well. So like I said, those kind of that collateral, there's so much. You can do things called lead magnets. So in an example, with let's say Melissa, you might want how to navigate your teen on the spectrum, little booklet. Like you can make a little ebook. It only needs to be a couple of pages long, Melissa. Here's your 5 tips to navigating adolescence on the spectrum. Do this, do this, do this, do this. And so when you're in the Facebook group with mums and someone says, oh, my teen is causing me so many challenges, you go, hey, would you like my little resource that gives you my 5 tips? So you are giving advice for free, because then you will find, because that's what I'm currently doing to help get people into this group as an example, like, oh, hey, like, and then other people go, oh, can I get that? Can I get that? Can I get that? So you're then seeing all the people that are your potential target audience, because you can see, here's all the mums who've got adolescents who are on the spectrum. I need to remember these names, and I need to connect. I need to find a way to connect with them and start a conversation with them. So You can't be kind of privately DMing people. There's a lot of, just check the rules within the group. So I'd encourage you to stick to those rules. I try and stick to them. I'm not always very good at it. Yeah, give away advice for free. If you can give away information for free, that's great. If you can give away a resource like a little PDF booklet or something like that for free. And even, yeah, just do whatever you can to give information away for free, because people will really start going, oh yeah, I remember this person helped out in the past. I'll go back to them again. So I would actually encourage you to do those things before you get into the NDIS specific stuff. Why do I say that? Because the NDIS space is very noisy. You having your niche will help you in that NDIS noisy space, but if you do all of the other stuff and don't even touch NDIS networking, you'll probably be absolutely fine. But definitely any NDIS events that you see that are going on, just get out there, go along, just introduce yourself, chat to people. Find people that you can work in unison with. So I know somebody asked me about, can you connect us with causes? You can definitely connect with causes, but 9 out of 10 causes won't even, they've got no interest in speaking to you. So you might just find you might find you want to build a little resource for your causes and say, hey, cause, I've put together this little sensory autism pack that's completely free. Do you have any participants who might like this resource? So if you give them stuff for free as an inroad, and they go, oh, thank you very much for that free thing. Yeah, oh no, actually I do have a few people that want that resource about adolescence and autism. So that's your way of connecting with the causes, because you're giving them something. They're then going, oh, they've given me something, and everything's transactional from a marketing and sales point of view. So once you've given them something, they will feel like, it's human nature, they'll feel like they need to give you something back. So do you see where I'm going with this? So you've automatically made that connection with that cause, where other people keep emailing, hey cause, speak to me, and it becomes white noise. But you've given something to that cause, so they are more likely to give something back to you. Do you see? And then, but as well, connect with those people that are in the space. So they're offering complementary services to you. So Deborah, you might be connecting with people who are in the visual impairment space around mobility, around equipment. So chat to those people that supply the equipment, the software, the technology, whatever it might be, and see if you can refer them in cases. And they can then go, oh, I met this person, Deb, she's fantastic. I think, why not engage with her? So by connecting with those complementary services where you're not stepping on each other's toes, but you're both looking for that target audience in that space. You might be, if it's younger people, you might be volunteering at their kind of their ability, inclusive sports day, or whatever it is it might be. Get there and engage in those places where your audience is going to be. So there's so much opportunity around there as well. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about was focusing on aged care. So if you do have 2 seconds, Deb, I've just seen your message. If you are wanting to focus on aged care, you can get into the aged care market. Now, you might have seen I talked about CHSP in my socials. That is only related to if you're a registered provider. But if you want to get into the aged care space, then what you need to do is you actually Google home care packages self-management, right? And you'll come, I put a couple of different brands up here of different types of sites that offer that self-management. So you can be an independent support worker through, and these are just examples. I'm not saying, I've never used any of them, so I can't tell you how good or bad they are. I am familiar with the one with Let's Get Care, but I can't hand on heart tell you what any of them are like, so I don't know. But you can be a independent support worker with the aged care sector on home care packages if the individual is self-managed. So Google home care package self-management. Anybody you come across in that scope, then maybe you can investigate together, because it will help you get understanding on self-management and what it all looks like and how it all works. If you do have any questions, reach out to me. But that's the avenue you go down if you want to do home care packages, if you want to work with older people through home care packages. So yes. So Deb, you've said, any comments on Able Meet in terms of networking? Oh, I'm not 100% sure what you mean by that, Deborah. Not too sure. Is Able Meet a particular type of networking? If it is, I haven't heard of it. I'm not 100% sure. But definitely, any networking you can get to is great. You might just want to be a little bit cautious. Some of them do cost money, and you can end up spending an absolute fortune on going to networking. But yeah, there's lots. I think there's plenty for you to be getting on with in relation to the comments I've made. But definitely get out there, speak to people, and start putting your information on Facebook. And I really want you to share and ask in the group as well. So if you haven't got clarity on what you might be writing or what you might be putting in there, please reach out in the group, because we will. I'm more than happy to help, and I know other people in the group will help you as well. And here's your homework for today. So if you haven't already done so, please set yourself up with a My Care Assistant account and start incorporating in your business, because you will find great value. Because once you start putting these things into place, you are going to become very busy, so you need all your admin together and all sorted. And please provide me with any feedback in relation to My Care Assistant, because I love receiving feedback and I love making the platform better. So let me know. It's a networking organization. Yes, sorry Deb, it's not one I'm familiar with, I'm afraid, but I can definitely look into it. So you need to, step 1, outline your strengths and interests. Step 2, craft your brand statement, or that little tagline that you're going to put under your name in your socials. And please share your statement with the group, and we'll help and support you in any way. So by next Tuesday, I'd really encourage you to share a screenshot in our group of your bio. So that's the big thing. Remember, I talked last time about that hour of coaching. So the people that actually show up and do the activities, then that free hour of coaching is more likely to come your way. And then outline your ideal client avatar and start hanging out in the right places. So start hanging out in those Facebook groups, start hanging out local coffee shops where your potential clients might be, the schoolyard, or anywhere, without looking too odd and too weird. Hang out in those places where the people you're going to be potentially talking to. Speak to family and friends and ask them for referrals. Say, hey guys, please help me. I'm trying to grow my business. This is the type of person I'm looking for. Can anybody help me? People will help you. Your friends and family will help you. Do you think there will be major changes in the aged care sector in July? There is proposed changes. I was thinking CHSP my understanding was it was going to be phased out, so I'm very intrigued that they are extending CHSP. Nothing massive is going to change, Deb, and I don't think anything is going to happen in the foreseeable future in relation to independent support workers in that space. So your option at the moment is to go down the route of self-managed home care packages. Is my short-term recommendation in relation to that. So yeah, and really, if you can start crafting those lead magnets or collateral or anything like that, then I would really encourage you to do that, because that, you will see, will pay you off in massive dividends. So thank you to those of you who turned up today, to Deborah and to Melissa, and thank you for everyone else who's watching the live after today. Please, as with the last one, write any comments, questions, queries you might have, connect with me in the group, and I will provide any advice or assistance that I can. And I really look forward to catching up with you all next Tuesday, where I'll be really helping you get this message more honed in and actually start messaging on your socials in a way that connects with people that you're looking for. And I will help you with those conversions and those conversations and getting people to sign up for services with you. So I'll be covering that in the Tuesday session next week. But in the meantime, you guys have a great rest of your Thursday, and I'll carry on catching up with you online. Thank you for joining me, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.